So we have reached Madden NFL 17. I covered this last episode, I think. I can't remember anymore. And it begs the question about how crazy sports games have come so far. Obviously, graphics speak for themselves, be it coming from a small screen with two, like, these little 8-bit characters that are just moving along the screen to, obviously, what we have now, which is basically you're controlling human beings. What is really weird is that, like, let's think of, like, the first racing games, which basically just you have to follow in between two streaks of lines that were on the Atari. You didn't even see the car. It was just these little poles that went down, and if the poles turned, you had to move the joystick. That's all it was. And now you actually see the cars. You can drift. You can do all this stuff. Like, you can actually buy a setup that looks exactly like a car. It has a steering wheel. It has clutch, gas, brakes. It's incredibly crazy. Like, even the controls. I mean, I think I talked about it last time with the NBA. You used to have a few controls. A pass, B to shoot. You move directions to dribble the ball. Now, you use two joysticks. Both joysticks to dribble the ball and, like, turn a character one way or the other to fake somebody out. You can still push A to pass, but there's like 3 different other controls to try to figure out. It's become crazy. And do you think it's for the realism of actually playing the game? Or just that extra sense of difficulty? Because once you start playing it and you get used to it, I'm sure it's not that difficult, but I can't get into the new NBA to save my life at all. I mean, I could play the new racing games in Madden and be okay because those haven't gotten too crazy. I probably couldn't use the whole driving pad or anything like that, but I can do it on my controller just fine. Do you think they go with for realism when they introduced all of these extra controls, or how do you guys feel?
Just go ahead and caveat off what we were saying. I definitely think that they're trying to incite a sense of realism to it. I mean, just simply because, you know, I'm going to speak for me because, you know, I'm not a very large person, so I can't really play a lot of these sports because you have these people that are, you know, we start off at 6'2" and 305 fucking pounds.
And you're 5'1".
Here I am, fucking 5'8" and 175 on a bad day. But anyway, you know, so, you know, I traded towards sports games when I was younger and things like that. And, you know, another one is like the UFC games and the wrestling games. They've come so fucking far too. And it's solely, I think, because of the amount of realism they're trying to put into them. I mean, if you look at the graphics alone, because there for a couple of years they were more obsessed with, oh, we gotta make it look amazing. It just gotta look awesome. And then boom, a Madden came along and there was a hit stick where you smashed somebody with fucking Ray Lewis and you almost put him in a hospital. It was amazing. So things like that started coming along, and, you know, it just started making people go, oh man, I gotta have the game this year just to see what they added. And oh, you know, a couple more years down the road, it's like, oh, I read that they're gonna put this in there. I gotta buy it just for that now. And, you know, I do think a lot of it is the realism that gets added in every year. Sorry. But as far as the options on the controls, I think they're just trying to mix it up, trying to make you, see which way you like. If you like to play with just the joystick, cool. If you like to actually hit the buttons and play, that's another thing. I know there was a boxing game called I think it was Fight Night or Knockout Kings or one of the others, where they first started implementing using the other analog stick that all of us pretty much looked at it and went, "What does it do? What the fuck?
That.
What the fuck does that do?" I use that in every other game and I don't do anything. But this one moves me. I can move with this one. I know I can run around with this one, and Cloud moves when I move him. But this one, what does it do?
Yeah, where it would like the other one was the punch, like high, low, but that one would make it either like a right hook, a power punch, like you know what I mean, different area of attack.
Quick jab, haymakers, yeah.
I was a big boxing dude back in the day.
I know if you push, like slam down on the knob, like pull it towards you and swing up, you do an uppercut and shit like that. So, but
think about how far just that was from Punch Out back on the NES.
Yeah.
Like, and it is going for realism. Like, they definitely got the graphics up to par at this point. And now they're trying to add in innovative controls that give you new gameplay dynamics that you're not used to, so it doesn't become stale. Like, think about Forza. We went from think about the old arcade, like Cruising USA, and now you play Forza, and it's like, well, damn, I might as well be racing a real race car because that's basically what I'm doing in this game. Like, you know what I mean? So right now, what they're going for above realism with graphics is some are going for realism with controls, and others are just trying to find a more dynamic gameplay style.
Yeah.
All in all, though, I mean, I think it makes the game fun as fuck.
You think about going from Techno Bowl back on the NES just up to Madden, the one that's on the screen right now, to now the 2017 one. I mean, God, we have games so far.
I know. It's crazy just how quickly it did. I mean, think about when these games started. I mean, it's... I don't think anybody even had any recollection of just how far these have come. Like, maybe some people who played the originals do. Like, some of us probably have. Like, realize, like, this is insane.
You know, when we have that bonfire and you guys come over, we should play some old school Tecmo Bowl on the NES. Since this is the evolution of sports, play like the original big time football game that ever came out and go at it and just see how ridiculous comparatively that is to what we have nowadays.
You kidding me? It's probably so much easier to throw a pass like downfield than it is now. Like,
you have like I think 5 plays you can choose from, and that's it.
Yeah. You guys can play, because if it's anything like last time, I'm going to drink too much apple pucker.
Oh my god, that was insane. But no, like, it was crazy because, like, let's look at the plays that you did on the original Madden. There was a total of maybe 6, and then you could, like, kick the ball to get the extra point. Now, you have playbooks you can choose from. Like, if you choose a team, you can choose other teams' playbooks to play with. Like, I could be with the Denver Broncos and play with Colts playbook. I mean, it's insane. Like, you can do trick plays. You can block a punter's kick. It's onside kicks. You could do all of this now. It's absolutely insane. And with basketball, like I said, you could pretty much just pass and shoot. That's all you had. Maybe dunk. If it was...
Jam!
If you had to do it. Yeah, right? if you had the ability to.
Hey, still to this day,
Jam was awesome.
Yeah, and now you have this ability to, like, turn and, like, fake out somebody else, you know, shoot from the 3-point line. You can make shots from the other side of the court.
Fuck your ankle!
Dude, I just remember the first time that NBA Jam put in breaking the glass. It was like, holy shit, you can do that now? Yeah, man.
Yep.
Still to this day, NBA Jam, NFL Blitz, my 2 favorite sports games, hands down.
My favorite NBA will be, and will be forever, NBA Street from the game for the game.
Also a good one, very good one.
See, I'm torn on that. I really like Blitz, but I also like Ballers for Xbox as far as basketball games. But
Ballers
Street 2 was so cool. But I like Ballers for the simple fact of like, oh, you get to practice at your own court at your own house and stuff like that. I mean, I'm into silly little shit like that. I don't know why, but it catches my attention.
I honestly would. Did they ever make Space Jam a game? That would have been awesome.
No, but there were so many talks, and it just never fucking happened.
All they needed to do was take NBA Jam and put Bugs Bunny sprites.
Well, they did. If I remember correctly, though, they did make it. No, I think that was from Tiny Toons, the game, where there was like a football segment, and you had to run as, what is his name? Bugster?
Buster.
Yeah,
It's
and you
Buster.
had to run.
Yeah. I just would have loved Space Jam as a game. That would have been amazing.
Especially they had like little power-ups you could add into the game to make kind of like a arcadey version of a sports game. That would have been awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I do not.
Chino Bueno, the sports games.
I will play sports. I will not play sports games. If I can't kick the soccer ball into your face, I am not interested.
Okay, best sports game ever. Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball Extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's just because of the girls in the bikinis.
Yes, it is.
You just like watching the anime girls in the bikini.
I knew I would rile you up with that. And yes, I do love those games. I do own them, and it is complete cheeseball mode.
Jesus.
He just likes to watch the bouncing boobers.
Hey, the balls bounce very high, and they come at you at such a velocity, you just can't take your eyes off the ball.
I thought we were talking about boobs, not balls, Brandon.
Oh my god, I'm all about the sports in that game. God.
I mean, come on now. The
It's all about
spike,
the balls.
you gotta set up a
So
perfect spike. And if your serve is terrible,
I know.
Tell them. You gotta have
It actually is a good volleyball simulator. I will say that, even though it's all about the fan service in that game. No, I'm going to be honest. Those games are all about the fan service, but the beach volleyball in the games are adequate.
So bad.